10 days from now, France will hold snap elections. Voters don't have enough time to prepare. The election office is working against time and the politicians are hard at work, especially two young men. 35-year-old Prime Minister Gabriel Attal and the 28-year-old far-right poster boy Jordan Bardella. They're giving French politics a new face, in many ways redefining how voters see the centre and the far-right parties. Let's take it one by one. Gabriel Attal has been on the job for only 6 months. He took office this January, remember. He's not just the youngest Prime Minister of France, he's also the first openly gay leader to hold the office. His little experience is compensated by his huge clout. It comes as a breather for centrist voters who are not too happy with Emmanuel Macron. Macron has been the president for about 7 years. When he took charge, it was with hopes that he would come through as a reformist. Macron pushed for economic liberalism, defense spending and social changes. But with a war in Europe, immigration on the rise and protesters on the streets, his centrist alliance got a bad name, which is where Gabriel Attal stepped in. He's giving people what they want.
Concretely, the electricity bill for all households will fall by 15% from this winter. This is thanks to the reform of the European electricity market, a reform opposed by the new Popular Ecological and Social Union and the National Rally.
Anger against Macron seemed to be the perfect ground for the far right to prosper. For long, the National Rally was seen as a party that was out of touch with reality. Its leaders justified the Holocaust and were openly Islamophobic. Marine Le Pen has worked hard to soften her and the party's image. But nobody does the job better than a young model with 1 million TikTok followers. Jordan Bardella has carefully crafted his image, and that is accessible and relatable. This year's EU Parliament's elections was the first time France's far-right understood that their strategy was working. Opinion polls in France show the far-right parties leading. Bardella is already asking the voters to choose him over Attal.
The difference between Gabriel Attal and myself is that I don't plan to be the associate of the president. And the French are perfectly aware that if tomorrow I am appointed to the office of the Prime Minister, as a part of a cohabitation with a relative majority, I cannot act.
Looking at the bigger picture, these young men have brought young voters to the conversation table. Both Attal and Bardella have used their social media platforms to speak directly to the youth. How many young voters they will be able to convert, now that remains to be seen. The election will take place in 2 rounds, one on June 30th and the other on July 7th. The next government will take over in July itself. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.